This one I've done here, I'll just show you this one. I've done on my place. This is where I live, in the middle. This is my house. This is the Brisbane River. This is the city. So what I've done is I've looked at the symbols that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders use and used that as my inspiration, but I've chosen my own symbols. So I've chosen things that have meaning for me. This is me. This is Mr. Paiska. These are my children. This is my daughter that lives away from home. And the kids love that. They love to hear your story. So this one I've drawn from my imagination. The other way you can do it is draw from a map. You can actually use a map. The Year 1 kids have been on an excursion through the city. It had to do with transport, so they caught lots of different sorts of transports and came back. So we did one that was based on a map like this, of the city. So they'd been to some of these places and they were familiar with it. So they did a bird's eye view of this. The other thing is, just because we use a map, it doesn't mean it has to be exactly the same as the map. It can be their interpretation of it, so it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. I start with this, so I might say, all right, my home is here. This is my house. This is me. This is Mr. Paiska. This is my daughter, and this is my son. And we live in a bend of the river. So this is the Brisbane River. We have a railway line near our house, like that. It's a little way away. This is going to be my symbol for a railway line. I can see Mount Cootha from my house. So these are representing the mountains over here. And up on top of the mountains you can see the TV aerials. So I'm putting those in as well. Over here is the city. I haven't left much room for that, but that's okay. That's the symbol for the city. Then after that, you can add patterns. Patterning is repetition. Repetition of line, repetition of colour, repetition of shape, whatever you like. So I'm going to make my artwork a little bit more complicated or a little bit more patterned or elaborate by adding some patterns. When we talk about patterning with line, make sure the lines are close together and that they fill the whole space. Little practical hints like that are what make the difference in their artworks. And once they know those things, it will make a difference. So instead of just doing a few large lines, do lots of them close together and make sure they fill the whole space like that. Don't worry if the colours run, because you might actually, by experimenting and pushing your boundaries, you might actually learn new things. Sometimes what you think is a mistake actually will turn out to be something really interesting. And art's really good as a problem-solving exercise too. I make my kids make all their own decisions. If they come and say, can I do this? I say, well, you're the artist, you make your own decisions. So I tell them not to be too precious. So if we're going to do warm colours, I might actually choose to do red around the edge of the river like that. Yeah, and you could also talk about mixing colours. So as the yellow mixes with the red, it becomes orange. So you can actually do that as well. They may want to make their parks green and their river blue, and that's okay if that's what they choose. They can colour anything as long as they can justify why they're doing it that way. And that's the interesting part actually, listening to what they say. Sometimes you wonder why kids do things they do, but if you talk to them, often they can explain why they're doing it that way.